Today I'm so excited because I will bring you along as I set up my amazing hot cocoa bar I use for any holidays, including of course Hanukkah. I completely DIYed this cocoa bar and decorated it only using Dollar Tree items. Because we will buy new dishes for the hot coffee station, I will also share why we bring our utensil at the Mikvah Kelim before we use them to make them kosher, as well as all my tips and tricks on how to make homemade professional looking labels, signs, and so much more to create a stunning hot cocoa station on a budget. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Sara Malka, and on my channel I share all facets of my Orthodox Sephardic Jewish life as a full-time working mom with small kiddos. So don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Let me put on a pretty techel and let's jump into it. My first step to create this DIY hot cocoa bar is to get my supplies from Dollar Tree, which is about a 40 minutes drive from our home. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely love driving, especially on a beautiful day like today. It helps me disconnect from work, the daily challenges. It really helps me quiet my mind. With our two amazing helpers, we will start the hunt for what we need for our hot cocoa bar. Because it's a holiday season for many religious denominations, there are a lot of goodies that we would not find usually the rest of the year, including these gold flakes, sprinkles, hot cocoa topping, as well as gold sweet sand that are all kosher and parve, meaning that they are not meat nor dairy, which is a real treat. And we can see they are kosher with the different kosher certifications on their packages. I always look at every package with different colors to make sure they are all kosher, as many times one color will be kosher and the same item in a different color will not be, like these stars. In this case, the black sugar stars are kosher, but the gold one are not. After finding these edible yumminess, I needed something for my syrups. I saw these oil dispensers which look great, but I was not sure about the seal for less viscous liquids like syrups, so I searched for another alternative. At first I saw different plastic dispensers, but I tried to reduce my use of plastic in general, so that was not a good option. But then I saw these porcelain-like dispensers and I think they will be perfect. Next up, the cups. I absolutely love these Dollar Tree cups because they are made from glass and they are so versatile to use in other projects as well. On a side note, the labels of the Dollar Tree things are so sticky, and even with my trusted large plastic scraper, the label does not budge. So here's my tip to remove any labels. I use my blow dryer and I will blow medium heat on the label. And after a few seconds, it already lifts up. I start with my scraper to remove it, and then I can remove it with ease only using my fingers. Because there's a bit of residue from the label on the cup, I will remove it first as much as I can with my fingers, and then I will finish off removing it fully with soap and water. It is extremely important for us to remove any sticker residue before I bring them to the Mikvah Kelim, and I'll show you in about a minute what it entails. On a side note, I would love to know what is your favorite way to remove the stubborn labels. Please let me know in the comments below. I take these short vases to put treats because who says hot cocoa bar has to imply there are going to be treats there. I also take these glass trivets because we can always DIY them, as well as these glass containers with a bamboo lid, which are absolutely amazing. Hidden away, I found these little gems, some risers, which are going to be amazing in our hot cocoa bar. I also take these craft tubes because I have an idea how to use them, and we will have to wait and see if it works. Finally, I take some shakers as well as these small containers. They will be perfect to store extra toppings and other goodies. After removing all the labels and any sticky residue, I'm ready to go to the Mikvah Kelim. As Orthodox Jews, we bring our dishes to the mikvah, or special ritual water basin, because the Jewish table is likened to an altar with its holiness compared to that of the Beis Hamikdash or Holy Temple. Therefore, before dishes and utensils can be used in a kosher kitchen, they must acquire an additional measure of holiness, which is conferred through the ritual immersion in a pool of naturally gathered water or mikvah. This mikvah is different than the one we previously saw in our mikvah tour, and I would encourage you to watch the video after this one to know more about why and how we use a mikvah as Jewish Orthodox women. The procedure to render any kitchenware kosher is known as tevilah in Hebrew or toveling for our Ashkenazi brothers. Preparation for immersion consists of the removal of any substance that would intervene between the water of the mikvah and the surface of the utensil, such as dirt, rust, stickers, glue from labels, and price tags. You might be asking yourself what needs to go to the Mikvah Kelim? The answer is anything that comes in direct contact with food and is made from metal, glazed china, or glass need to be immersed. But plastic, natural stone, and wood do not need to be immersed. After making a blessing, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav etzivanu al tevilat kelim. Our custom is to dip 3 times the kitchenware in the water, making sure with every immersion I release my fingers from the item, making sure the water touches every part of what I'm immersing. Once I am done, I will go home and wash everything, and we will be able to set up our amazing DIY hot cocoa bar. As you can see, I removed the usual table and chairs from our foyer and I replaced them with a foldable table we use in our sukkah. I absolutely love placing the cocoa station next to the main entrance so everyone feels welcome and is greeted with a warm drink and treats. It is our way to say hi and welcome home. I love adding this glittered fabric roll I bought previously from the dollar store, and I simply put it on top of the white tablecloth to make our setting more festive. I add our 2 risers, and now it is time to fill our jars and bottles with our goodies. Our next step is our syrup dispensers. I simply added a label that I made with our Cricut machine, and if you do not have a Cricut machine, you can absolutely get them on Etsy, and I will leave a few links in the description box below. Otherwise, if you are on a super tight budget, here is what I usually do to make a beautiful label. I print my labels on regular paper with my laser printer. You can customize the font, add borders and elements to fit your needs. Then I take my packing tape and I apply it on my paper, and I make sure there are no air bubbles left. Once it's done, I let the paper and packing tape soak in warm water exactly 45 seconds. After that time, I remove everything from the water and I start peeling off the paper gently and slowly until all the paper is removed. By some kind of magic, you are left with the ink from the paper transferred to the packing tape, and the packing tape still sticks. I simply place it on what I need to label, and voila, a professional looking label that is 100% removable, which is another great advantage. I add my syrup to the dispenser using a funnel, and I will prepare a caramel, a vanilla, a maple, and a hazelnut DIY dispenser. Now it is the moment of truth. To be honest, I should have most probably tested my idea before I added the labels on the dispensers, but I was totally too excited. I'm so grateful it worked. I put all the syrups aside and so we can start the toppings. Leah is showing you what she made with the Cricut to label these shakers, and I think she did a fantastic job. What do you think? She starts by the cinnamon, and as you can see, she gets all her grace and panache from her mom. Leah continues preparing the hot cocoa bar with the gold sweet sand, which is a fancy name for colored sugar. It is certified OU kosher parv, so it can be used during a meat or a dairy meal, which is such a blessing because usually these toppings are made with milk derivatives and therefore could not be used during or after a meat meal because as Orthodox Jews, we follow the commandment in the Torah not to mix meat and milk. Because there was only one bag left of this amazing hot chocolate topping, we had to add a bit of mini caramel chocolate chips to top it off. And after Leah gives it a good mix, all will be ready. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love having our children participate in all the preparations for the holidays so they feel included, for them to acquire life skills, and most importantly, for them to create loving memories about all the holidays so they can love them as much as we do and bring them hopefully in their own families, God willing. That being said, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Is getting the kiddos involved in the holiday prep a yay or a nay in your family? Let me know in the comments below. We now move to our hot cocoa bar essentials that we will store in our bigger jars. Leah adds some herbal green and black teas to the jar, and usually for our own use I like to use loose teas, but for the cocoa bar I wanted to use individually wrapped teas. This way if someone like our mailman or delivery man come to our door, they will most probably feel more comfortable accepting things that are commercially wrapped as they do not really know us. To avoid for all the marshmallows to be eaten by beautiful magical creatures living in this house before they can even be placed in the jar, I have to be turned in the official marshmallow protective detail. In our house, who says hot cocoa implies they must be marshmallows, and because we love marshmallows so much, we added some chocolate-covered s'mores marshmallows. We needed to make some space in the kitchen, so we placed both types of marshmallows on the top shelf of the first riser and the individually wrapped teas and sugar packets at the bottom. Leah added the two kinds of sprinkles on the lower shelf of the second riser and the cinnamon, then the cocoa topping to the top shelf. Continuing building our cocoa bar, I filled the dollar store jar with the bamboo lid with some decaf coffee because I personally love a hint of coffee in my hot cocoa. Then I added le clou du spectacle, or the star of the show, the sweet cocoa powder mix. The particular brand is so good and creamy, and the best thing is that it is dairy-free. So once again, we can drink this hot cocoa mix before, during, or after a meat meal, no issue. To fill the jar, I roll a paper towel and place it in the jar. I simply pour the chocolate powder in it. It is a super easy method and it goes very fast. I fill our third jar with wrapped dairy-free pastry crisps, and if you ever see them, please buy them because they are delicious, they are so cute, and they make for a super treat for the kiddos or to share with our visitors. Finally, it is time to bring everything from the kitchen to the hot cocoa bar. The snack, decaf, and cocoa jars. Then all the syrups. Caramel, vanilla, hazelnut, and maple. I also add this container we had for years, but the regular plastic candy jar from the dollar store would also be amazing. Inside, as you can see, I put the craft tubes because they contain the perfect amount of cocoa for the perfect cup of hot cocoa. I call these my cocoa shots. This way the kiddos can use them instead of digging in the big container of cocoa and making a mess. I also love how these are made of glass and how we can wash and reuse them as well. I add this bamboo cutting board, as well as the two short vases. In one of them, I put these wooden spoons. They are biodegradable and apparently better than the plastic spoons, so I'm giving them a try. I will also use them as a base for my holiday treats in the next video. In the other container, I add some festive napkins for Hanukkah. I absolutely love this kettle because it boils water in about a minute, but it gets full of lime scales very quickly, so I will need to clean it before putting it on the cocoa bar. I have learned a new trick recently. It is to use citric acid in a ratio of about 1 tablespoon for 2 cups of water to remove the lime scale. I let the mixture boil completely, and without any effort, the kettle is residue-free without the smell of chemicals nor vinegar. I place the kettle on the wooden board and I add my Nespresso machine as well. I add the milk frother for a little extra. Now I can bring my cart with all the goodies. Of course, I added the Dollar Tree glass cups, the Nespresso pods, these bamboo disposable cups for hot drinks on the go, and I absolutely love these cups because they are made of bamboo and are compostable. On the lower level, I have added more special marshmallows for our girls. Naomi loves the unicorn one and Leia is all about love, and hearts, the small one, are our son's favorite. I also added bottled water to give away easily at the door if someone is thirsty. And as a little treat, I also bought these cane sugar rocks. I have never tried them, but apparently they are better for you than regular white sugar. I would love to know. Did you try them? And most importantly, did you like them? Let me know in the comments below. In the back, I have more of our Dollar Tree gold flakes, sprinkles, and toppings. Now it's time to add the final touches. The first item I will add is this banner. I was inspired by a Mayfair banner that retailed for more than $90, but our banner was made using dollar craft board, paint, and a Cricut on glitter vinyl. The bottom coffee sign was an art project from Leia on which we added the word coffee. And if you want for me to do a more detailed tutorial, please let me know in the comments below. To add a bit of ambiance, I added this light guirlande. I made it last year as one of my easy DIY Hanukkah decorations, and I will have the link above and in the description box below. I simply looped the guirlande around the syrups in front of the kettle, and I tucked the batteries behind the sprinkles display. Once the lights are properly placed, I will turn off the light and we can see the full effect of our guirlande on this stunning and cozy hot cocoa bar. And of course, this could not be a hot cocoa bar video without pouring myself a nice hot cup of cocoa using all the different elements we added to our hot cocoa bar. I hope you enjoyed our hot cocoa bar ideas and found some inspiration to create your own, whether you use it for Hanukkah or any holiday you are celebrating with your family and loved ones to create happy and new memories. Thank you for being here. It means the world to me. Know that in my book, you are an ongoing source of joy, peace, and inspiration in my life. And if you're here until the end, please write in the comments, I love this holiday season. So I know I was not alone. And if nobody told you today, know that you are loved and you are enough just the way you are. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and don't forget to frum it up.